Hi everybody, my name is Stephanie and I'm here today to speak to you guys about something that goes on and a lot of us can't speak about it, or a lot of us are afraid to say something because people judge, people assume. I'm talking about being an injured worker. So for me personally, it's been 8 years since I was injured on the job, and I can tell you that it has changed my life. And the healthcare system did not make it any easier. And of course, WSIB just makes your life a living hell. Now, I've always been a happy, bubbly, outgoing person. I used to be a nurse, and I was a float nurse. I got bored staying in one area, and I looked forward to meeting new people and being around different demographics of patients. I got into nursing because I wanted to help and I wanted to inspire people. And most of all, I just love connecting with people. So after my workplace injury, I suffered quite a bit in silence, and a lot of my friends from work didn't understand. And again, I feel that it's not until you go through something in life that people will start to really understand or really know it 100%. But the difference is there are people that are willing to try to understand. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. And when you experience a workplace injury that impacts your life to the point where you're not the same person, your injury progresses to something lifelong and chronic, it's something that completely changes you in every aspect. I'm not just saying that you can't go back to work, to your job. I'm talking your everyday living is completely different, including the relationships that you have with people. And I know that my friends and people that have known me have probably seen that I have been difficult or extremely sensitive. And it's because I'm going through something that is difficult for people to understand unless they have gone through it themselves or through a friend or family member or as a caregiver. To be dealt with this system for so many years, it's abuse, it's harassment. It does something to us. It makes us sick. And I'm not talking about creating problems, and I've thought positive, and trust me, it's been a long road. It's been 8 years. I've gone through a lot of trial and error, different doctors, different healthcare professionals, different testing, different medications, only to find out that these things can take you away from who you are. There's a lot of medications out there that can mask how you feel, and even more so, side effects that can worsen how you feel. I am 34 now. I was 26 when I was injured, and I can tell you that when I got my career, I thought for sure I was going to get married, move out, and have kids. 8 years later, and I can't have any of those things. I can't have kids, and WSIB has denied me even after winning my tribunal that clearly stated that I have a chronic pain disability, and are still denying to pay me to this day. I had to get a lawyer. It is a long, drawn-out fight. To live in a world where they downplay what you have, your employer goes along with it, it does something to you. It truly makes you look at things so much differently. If I continued working as a nurse, I would have been paralyzed by now. My spinal cord is not the way a 34-year-old should be. I have tried so many different things. As a nurse, I also did workshops. connected with other people who have chronic pain and chronic illness conditions, and helped teach them self-management tools, because I knew for myself this was going to be lifelong. This is something that I'm going to be battling for my whole life. I'm trying to be as positive as possible. But the one thing that I can tell you makes a huge difference is awareness. I want people to realize that we are not lazy people. We are hard workers. We never went to work that day and planned to get injured. We never thought in a million years that our healthcare system would be against us and WSIB would be out to get us. Denying, sending harassment letters, abusing us, downplaying our conditions. It does something to us. I call it WSIB syndrome. It changes your relationships with people. It changes everything about your life. I'm coming to you today since April 28th is the mourning day for injured workers that were hurt or killed on the job. I want to spread awareness. There are people that unfortunately are with us today, whether they were killed on the job or they committed suicide because they could not keep up with this battle. And I totally understand. I have contemplated suicide, but I know that's not the answer for me. And I want to reach out to anyone who is an injured worker and are pushed to their very edge. There is help out there. And I'm not just talking about a lawyer or a doctor. We have a group of us. I want to have a support system where we can come together and talk about it. I think that we have to come together. The worst feeling is to feel alone, and I know about this firsthand. I isolated myself from my friends and stayed home so much because I knew in my mind that a lot of my friends didn't have an injury that prevented them from working, an illness that prevented them from continuing on with their daily life and not interfering with their quality of life. I can tell you my life has changed 100%. I had tried distractions and tried different things to get my mind off of it. But I know that I was put on this planet for a reason. And that is to spread awareness. That is to help inspire and teach others that there is a way out of this. That we have to come together and talk about it. Keeping it to ourselves is the worst thing. We've heard about last week's tragedy in Toronto. I don't think that guy was an injured worker, but I'm sure any illness or any type of dysfunction that that person was feeling led him to do something that was completely out of this world. Now, my heart goes out to the friends and family, anyone that was affected by this. But I think we all need to stop stigmatizing mental illness, acknowledge the fact that there is a lot of people out there with an invisible illness, that we all may look normal on the outside, but what we're going on in the inside is completely different. I don't have any visible bandages or anything on me that would signify the pain and suffering that I go through every day. Every day I wake up, I'm stiff and sore. I do my best to do the things I can. I battle myself every day because I'm hard on myself. I want to do things, but then I know that if I do too much, and I will end up doing too much, I will be paying for it in the end. I think the most powerful thing is the emotional side of this all. And I know that if we come together and there's an awareness that we can make it easier on ourselves to get through the day, to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel is priceless. We need to expose WSIB for the constant harassment and abuse that they have been doing to injured workers. And it's been going on for far too long. And there are thousands of us. I want to be that person to speak out and share this, because this has to end. I believe in karma. I believe in what we give out to the universe, we will get back. With WSIB, no matter what we think, how much positivity and how hard we suffer, whether it's alone or with people, it never ends. Why is this normal? How is this a part of living? We need to expose WSIB harassing injured workers, causing them to feel like they did something wrong, like they are criminals. We have to please raise awareness. We're going to be using the hashtag injured workers, me too. There are so many of us out there, but the difference is the voice. We have no choice but to be strong, but we have a choice, and that is to use our voice to speak up against this. April 28th is to mourn and to raise awareness of injured workers. Let us please share this. Thank you everyone for listening, and have a wonderful day, and please be safe. Thank you. Take care now.